What is up, my fellow HHN obsessies, and welcome to the HHN Obsession Podcast, where we talk about all things HHN and obsess together over this amazing event. I am your host, JJ. With me, as always, I have the co-ghost, James.
James, the co-ghost. It's sticking. I like it.
All right, James, it happened. We are
Oh.
getting daily house announcements. Who would have thought?
Someone thought, and they were right.
In the history of Horror Nights, this has never happened.
Yeah.
It's just not usually release everything at once. Well, I guess they've done that before toward the end, but that's just with the originals.
Mhm.
Now they're just completely reversing everything and putting the originals out first all this week.
Yeah, I was gonna ask because I still don't know. I was gonna presume it's an original because that was the guess that it's gonna be all originals at first, and then we got another one so close. I was like, it has to be an original, right?
It is absolutely an original.
There we go.
And it is a semi-returning original. It is actually a prequel.
Okay.
Let me tell you something, James. You hear that?
Don't play with fire.
That's me lighting an HHN candle. Specifically, the Chucky candle from last year.
What?
To spooky up the vibes.
Oh, okay.
Now, there is a reason why I'm lighting
Chucky.
this Chucky candle. But it's not what you think.
It's
not Chucky. Don't
not
worry.
what I think.
Don't worry, everybody. It's not Chucky. And I'm sure you knew that by the title of this episode. But
Oh crap! I forgot to read the title.
last year, Chucky was in the Fast and Furious location. And it was sort of in a toy factory, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this house that we're talking about today is supposedly, according to Legacy, in the Fast and Furious location. It was originally thought to be in a soundstage, but we are getting it in the Fast and Furious location. So I thought similarity there. Also, this candle smells sweet. It smells like Fruity Pebbles,
Mm-hmm.
and I love it. That is a hint. It smells sweet.
Sweet's Prevenge. That's my guess. I got it. I nailed
Sweet's Prevenge. I wish it was that, honestly. It is not that title, but you are correct as far as the original idea goes. The house that we got today is Major Sweets Candy Factory.
it. Major Sweets is back. There we go. Candy Factory.
And here is the description. There's actually two. One is on the
Dude, Willy Wonka.
the typical Facebook or Twitter page, and there's also a little bit of a longer one on TikTok. So I'm going to read them both. The shorter one is, you've been invited to chaperone a field trip to a candy factory. The deadly, delicious treats turn the kids into sugar-fueled fiends. So
Dude, Willy Wonka, they're hot on the heels. It's good timing.
I mean, that was exactly my first thought, was Willy Wonka, like horror version vibes going on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. And it's funny because there was that whole like controversy about that that Willy Wonka experience.
That photo op event.
And I kid you not, there was people earlier in the spec season like jokingly saying we should get a haunted house based off of that.
You walk in, there's like a mini fridge and that's it. The worst house.
All right, before we keep going, real quick, there is a second synopsis, which was posted on TikTok. It's slightly longer. So this synopsis says, Major Sweets Candy Factory. You've been invited to chaperone a field trip to a candy factory, but this sweet tour is about to turn you sour when free samples transform the kids into candy-coated killers wielding sharpened candies.
Mm.
Without a doubt, I bet you anything, there will be Willy Wonka nods, sprinkled. Get it? Sprinkled throughout the house.
You know, it'd be sick is a river of blood instead of chocolate.
Dude, if they do that, no, they're not going to do that. And I'll tell you why. Because it's in the Fast and Furious queue. There's not going to be room for that. Ugh, that's so sad. If it was in a soundstage, maybe I'd hope for that. But it's not.
Well, I'm looking forward to this one. This sounds exciting. I mean, the possibilities.
The possibilities are endless. I just love that this is another Halloween vibe sounding house, because we got the Halloween candy. The scare zone at HHN31. I know you didn't get to see it, but best scare zone of that year, in my opinion, and it was straight up Halloween vibes. It was you were in a small town Halloween festival that went wrong. The person that was involved in creating this festival, tricked the town into coming, and which ended up killing the town. All the kids ended up becoming knife wielding crazy psychos that ended up
Yeah.
killing all the adults. So, but it was just straight up Halloween vibes. Like it felt like you were at a Halloween festival, and it was just a great environment to just hang out in. Taking that and making it into a house and making it the backstory of how it happened. When that scare zone came out, the official Universal podcast released this backstory episode. So there's a full detailed episode that you can go and listen to get a little more info on it. I'll admit the official Universal podcast is a little cringier than us, if you can believe that.
Really?
It can get a little bad sometimes, but that episode is specifically good because you get to hear a huge backstory of this idea. And you got to remember the tribute store was connected to that scare zone at the time. So it was the tribute store and the scare zone were both related and both the same story. So in this case, we're getting a haunted house that's kind of an in between, I believe. It's like in between the tribute store story and the scare zone story. The lead director of creative of HHN tweeted, and it was just a short little tweet. And all he said was, before the Halloween parade, Major Sweets had a plan. So it is implying this is a prequel, so that is confirmation there. Again, these episodes are going to be short. There's not a whole lot to talk about. It's just the hype, man. It's just I'm ready for this. I'm actually pretty excited. Again, this is kind of worrying me a little bit just because of the location. Will this be the redemption for that location?
I'm gonna say it's not cursed. I'm gonna say they just haven't had the right tenant. They need some proper love. Maybe this is the right love wagon.
So I believe it was Legacy on the forums said, pertaining to the Fast and Furious location debate and worries. He said Chucky's problem wasn't the factory setting. I guess I should also mention this will feature a new layout, which is why the normal things you expect to see for construction weren't happening. People have been on the lookout for construction or they've been looking out for the construction in the
Yeah,
indoor portion, and that hasn't closed yet. So they're kind of worried, why isn't that part being built yet?
it's a different process.
So apparently it's a whole new layout in that building. So we're not going to be going through the same path that we're used to. So that could help things. I'm hoping that's going to add a little more to the space. Another thing to talk about is the first two houses that were at the Fast and Furious location were IPs. So they were kind of, restricted to what they could do because the IP creators wanted it a certain way, I'm sure. But now that they're putting the first original in here, they're free to do what they want. They can make it how they want it. So that could definitely help.
A lot more wiggle room, huh?
Yeah.
I'll tell you the value of these early things when there's not a lot to say is this is the time when you can throw out any wild guess and you might be right. Like I don't know if you remember a while back I predicted the zombie giraffes. You said like tropical jungle or whatever, and my like without skipping a beat I was like, what, like giraffes or what? And there was a giraffe in that jungle. So
There you go. What do you think we can expect from this house? I mean, we're entering Major Sweets Candy Factory. So, I mean, there's going to be like all out gore in this place, right? And we're taking a field trip to here. So, the field trip's obviously going to go wrong. So, I'm guessing that the kids on the field trip are going to be going to this factory so that he can turn them into the monsters that they become in the scare zone, right? That's got to be what it is. This is like how he gets the kids to become what they are.
okay, that's how it's a prequel.
I mean, I'm assuming. Well, the thing was, I believe it was his candy that turned everybody into the crazies. It's showing how the candy is going to be made in the candy factory, and then there's going to be all the chaos of the kids becoming, the crazy psychos and probably gore-tastic things.
My question with this is like, who's the victims? If the kids are gonna go in and become the little menaces, who are they victimizing? Other kids?
Maybe.
Or us, the teachers? Are we the teachers? There's a lot of chaperones.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. We're the chaperones. Right, right, right. So in the description it says we are chaperoning. So yeah, there's gonna be just adults.
Yeah, but that
Like,
ratio is off. Those are some safe kids. I don't think they would turn into candy monsters. They're being watched pretty well.
well, since there's not a whole lot to talk about, let's go to the Sweet Revenge Scare Zone wiki page, and I'm just gonna read like the synopsis from that so we can get like a better idea of what this story is.
Does this wiki have a nickname? Is it the Freaky or something?
The Freaky Wiki, yes. The description of the Scare Zone from 2022 was the sweets from Major Sweets Candy Company have turned children into crazed killers. This Halloween's all trick, no treat, and total mayhem. The sweets from Major Sweets Candy Company have turned these 1950s kids into crazed killers with pint sized costume maniacs roaming the streets. Halloween will be a night of trick or treat mayhem. And then a little quick paragraph here about the story of the Scare Zone. The Scare Zone takes place in 1954 in the town named Hollow Hills during an annual Halloween party parade. The parade is sponsored by a candy company owned by Major Sweets. The candy turns the kids into horrific killers. They would drool chocolate as they attack the adults. The parade has crashed all over the streets, and guests would have to wind their way through them. The zone featured many show moments.
Drooling chocolate is pretty sick.
Yeah, I know. I know you're a fan of like the chocolate replacing blood, like in the Trick or Treat Scare Zone, the kid puking chocolate.
Yeah, it was really watery though. Let's be honest. But
Yeah.
but yeah, it also harkens back to like they replaced the blood with chocolate in the black and white movies. So that's cool that it's a little twist on that. On its own, it's neat. Drooling chocolate, like something nice and sweet, and it's like gross now. I like it.
So I just wanted to give that little synopsis to get our listeners a better idea of what this could be if they never got to experience the Scare Zone. You didn't get to experience the Scare Zone either, James. So just a little discussion on that.
On its own, it's already a parallel kind of what is it, the Halloween 2 or whatever with the masks. And now we're finding a new angle on this. It's like the Willy Wonka angle, which is relevant
Mhm.
to now. So that's pretty smart. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean that's basically all we could talk about the house. It's exciting that it's coming. One quick thing to note, it is kind of cool because it may or may not have been hinted that it was coming this year. I don't know if they had this planned all along or if it was just a coincidence that they did it this way, just worked out like that. But at HHN31 in that Scare Zone, the Major Sweets candy food truck was in the zone, right? It said Major Sweets on the side, had a huge logo. The
Yes.
license plate was Sweets. The E's were 33.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, well that was definitely a nod because these guys work sometimes 2 years in advance. With obviously all moving parts, like constantly to the very end. But dude, that's on purpose. Okay, I see you, creative team. That's nice.
They knew all along what they were doing.
That was good. You gotta give that one to them.
They gave us a hint 2 freaking years ago. We didn't pick it up. Or did we? Maybe some people did. I don't know.
Woo. Okay, I like it.
It's fun. It's fun. So, with that said, we are going to be trying to do these episodes every day. This is going to be a first for us. We're going to try to do daily episodes. That is insane. We're crazy people, just like Halloween Horror Nights is crazy this year. So, we're going to give it a try, see if we can do daily episodes. We might have to skip Thursday and go to Friday, but we're going to try to do an episode a day this week. I don't know if that's the right way to go about it. Let us know. We can actually, real quick, look back at the latest spec map because apparently we got 3 more originals that are going to be announced this week. What to look forward to is the Monsturos house. I think that's pretty certain that's coming, and I'm really excited to talk about that once it's announced and read the synopsis for that. Of course, there's the Egyptian museum one, which has kind of gotten some rumors being talked about that it's not a museum direction. It could be something totally different, but the Egyptian theme is still rumored. And then there's the unknown original that's still unknown, but it's not in the Fast and Furious location. Where is it and what is it? Why is that still unknown? But apparently it's original. Two rumors going around right now is some kind of talk about a wedding, some kind of wedding story, wedding idea. People were throwing out that, oh, a long time ago they were trying to do a Jack and Chance wedding theme, but no way is that on the table.
The shotgun wedding. You can call it the
Yeah.
shotgun wedding.
And then there's speculation that the wedding could be tied to the Universal Monsters house because it's the all-female Universal Monsters house, something related to that. But there is a wedding theme being rumored around, and the other theme that was talked about today by Pinhead, he said triplet serial killers is being talked about more and more as something. The way it was initially explained to me seemed far-fetched as a full house, and I could see it more as a Slaughter Cinema 2 room. But if it's something else, then it could be a house. There's that kind of unknown 10th house, and spec rumors are everywhere on it. So it's a possibility. But so are some other options, hoping they announce whatever that is today, which they didn't. He also added, with regards to the weekend, I've been on the train that it's not coming as a house. I think a zone is less than 50%, but certainly more likely than a house. There's this whole triplet killer idea going around. That could be neat. We don't have a serial killer, Freddy, Jason, Icon, Chucky thing this year. So somebody somebody tweeted or reshared the idea of the triplets of terror, and they put an image of Shrek's triplet babies, and I was like, oh, James is gonna love that. It's the Shrek triplets baby house.
So I heard you right. You said triplet serial killers.
Yeah. Those three are what we can look forward to. If we get one every day, we should get every original until Friday. However, I really hope that we are going to get some kind of icon announcement, hopefully Friday, to kind of cap off all the original house reveals. Maybe an overarching, theme or icon for this year's event.
I don't know. You think they'd be that generous? I mean, they're doing this so far. This is already like too much.
I think they could. I mean,
That's gonna be huge if so.
either that or somebody commented on the post I posted today saying, is there a possibility they could announce the Universal Monsters house this week as well, since although that's an IP, it's sort of an original as well. I'm leaning more toward no on that one, but I'm hoping it's either that or the Icons house. I'm hoping we get something on Friday as well, is what I'm saying.
Is there still any hope for Massacre of the Minotaur, or is that the Monstrose? It took that
No, I don't know
spot.
if you remember. Massacre of the Minotaur was supposed to be either the black and white house or the Egyptian house, because those two weren't on the map at the time.
Dang it!
So sorry, James, you did not get that right this time. Which reminds me, food. We could speculate on food for Major Sweets.
Oh,
We had the idea to speculate food for every house announcement, and if we get anything right, there should be a reward. Like maybe the other host would have to buy the person that got that right the actual meal
I thought you meant a reward from Universal for getting it right. I was thinking we'll just get whatever we guess right for
for
free
free.
as much as we want.
There's got to be a food tent for this because it's candy themed, right?
Uh huh. Yeah.
So there's gonna be nothing but sweets, treats,
Hey, and that's Universal specialty is long shelf life, preservative filled stale candy.
or
No,
or just or just like all the cakes and chocolates and all that type of stuff.
yeah, they got some good ones.
And they could theme it to, this is his candy that causes you to go crazy. Are you sure you want to eat it? Here's my guess. This is the one I'm going to go for right now.
What we got?
You know how they have an alcoholic drink
Yes,
at every booth?
I do.
Alcoholic milkshake, alcoholic chocolate milkshake with a candy bar in it. That's what I'm going for.
Oh yeah, can't go wrong. Whatever concoction you come up with, as long as yeah, Bailey's.
So that's the guess I'm going to go for. If I get that right, got to
Oh,
buy me a chocolate milkshake.
okay, yeah. Because I'm not rooting against you, but yeah, I'll get it. I'll get
You
you
want to
that.
guess? Want to guess at something?
I got okay. Let me think. Sweets. I'm thinking of like candy apple shrapnel sharp candy. I'm also thinking of chocolate wise. What would they do? Something a little bit creative but easy, but still basic. So maybe some kind of wafer with drizzle. I don't know.
Ooh.
But I would like them to get creative with like candy apple shrapnel. When I said that, that sounds pretty good. And they're gonna have like weaponized candy. I mean, you can't.
Ooh. Okay.
So maybe some shaped candy apple type.
Dude,
Hard candy.
razor blades in the candy, but it's like
Ooh.
a gummy razor blade or something. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. That'd be sounds risky.
All right, everybody. That is our predictions for what the food could be. Let's see if we get it close to being right, and let's make that a tradition. Every time we get a house announcement, let's try to guess what the food could be. I think that'll be fun. Now, I just want to end it off with one more thing that Legacy said, just real quick. There was a lot of discussion on Discord about the possibility of the house names not being final because they're so short and the descriptions are being are so short that they think it's not final. When I was reading all that, I was like, there's no way that they would release this stuff and it not be final. So according to Legacy, I was correct. He said they are final. The decision to do this was last minute, which is why nothing except the logos and short blurbs are ready. Like I said on the previous episode, more than likely, right before the event, we are going to get a little more detailed descriptions of what these houses are going to be in like a whole press release. All right, everybody. Major Sweets Candy Factory. What are your thoughts on it? Please let us know in the comments of our post, on our YouTube music page, on Twitter, anything. Let us know what your thoughts are on this. Again, we're going to be trying to do these episodes daily because we're going to be getting these daily announcements. So stay tuned. We're about to find out a whole lot more. This stuff's exciting. So be sure to follow us on all our social media pages on Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, Threads, all that stuff. And if you can, please give us a review on Apple Music, a rating on Spotify, and everywhere where you can. It really helps out.
Share it with the uninitiated in your family. I like to think this is a place for that welcomes newcomers too, right? Because I mean that's our dynamic. I'm kind of a dumbass, like all right, like out of the loop, and I think I can't be too initiated. We're gonna lose that. I mean, I care and I respect everything, but I'm still in the dark. So
When we first started this podcast, my whole thing was trying to get James into the community and to get more involved
to
and
give
get
an
more
ounce of a crumb of a crap, yeah,
and just like get a little more obsessed, if you will, with the event. And look at you.
yeah. I mean,
Character
it,
development, man. Character development.
it's just that a lot of these podcasts and vlogs, like they're they're insider, and it's like we already know what each other know. Not a lot of these groups are like, come on in, let's explain. You gotta have patience with us. You can't make someone care. It's hard.
That's what she said.
There it
Sorry,
is.
everybody. All right, it's time to go. We'll see y'all later. Thanks for listening. Just remember, there's no earthly way of knowing which direction we are going.
How's it go with the rest? Spooky tunnel. I forget the words, but oh, we're spinning. Boats. We're in hell. We should not be alone with this man.
You're damn right. Just wait a while, giving you the hip at your face now. Wait a while, giving you the hip at your face now. Wait a while, giving you the hip at your face now. Wait a while, giving you the hip at your face now. Wait a while.
Hey everyone, just wanted to give a quick shout out to my good friend Zach Weber, who provided our intro and outro song, Heebie Jeebies. You can listen to the full version of Heebie Jeebies on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, or anywhere where you listen to your favorite music. Thanks for listening.